India, good evening. Thanks for joining us on Times Now. My name is Pranesh, and the big question that the nation wants to know: should India be playing against Pakistan? Remember, we've lost 3 brave hearts during an anti-insurgency operation, anti-terror operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag. There is anger and outrage, and it's only growing by the minute. Our forces have confirmed that the terror push was indeed PAK sponsored. No surprises there. The army held a press conference and said that the terrorists were being aided by the Pakistani army. This is the handiwork of the deep state, the Pakistan ISI and the army. Now, in the light of what has happened, and this is not an isolated instance of Pakistan pushing terror in Jammu and Kashmir. There have been several such instances over the last 6 months. PAK terror is bleeding Bharat. Should we be engaging with them on a cricketing field? That's the debate. We have a guest. We are also opening our call-in lines. We want you to join this debate on Times Now. Share your thoughts with us, because on October 14th, India is set to play against Pakistan in the World Cup encounter in Ahmedabad. But sample the reactions first. You have Asaduddin Owaisi saying, stop cricketing ties with Pakistan, snap all ties. And the government saying, we will not have any bilateral games.
नहीं, मेरा प्रधानमंत्री से ये सवाल है कि पुलवामा हुआ तो प्रधानमंत्री ने गुस्सा दिखाया अपना, उसके बाद तो प्रधानमंत्री ठंडे हो चुके हैं बिल्कुल। आज फिर हम देखते हैं कि कर्नल, मेजर और डीआईएसपी की मौत होती है और हम क्रिकेट मैच खेलेंगे अहमदाबाद में। ये क्या आपकी कौन सी पॉलिसी है? और आतंकवाद का सेंटर अब कश्मीर में, जम्मू रहा है। जनवरी में राजौरी में जो लोग मर गए थे दांगी इलाके में, आपने उनको अब तक नहीं पकड़ा। और ये टेररिस्ट हमारे बहादुर सिपाहियों को मारकर जो पाकिस्तान से आते हैं, उनको वीडियो बनाते हैं कि देखो हमने ऐसा किया, जिसको साइकॉप्स बोलते हैं। तो ये सरासर आपकी नाकामी है।
बीसीसीआई ने ये बहुत पहले निर्णय ले लिया था कि बायलैटरल मैचेस पाकिस्तान के साथ नहीं खेलेंगे जब तक वो आतंकवाद को बंद नहीं करते, सीमा पार से हमले बंद नहीं करते और घुसपैठ की घटनाओं को अंजाम देना बंद नहीं करते। और ये मुझे लगता है देश की भावनाएं, जो आम जनमानस की भावना है, उसके अनुरूप ही है।
Let's open this up. RSN Singh needs no introduction. Ahmed Khurasia is a former Indian cricketer. Dr. Hamid Khan, journalist, joining us from Pakistan. Dr. Hamid Khan, good evening.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're aware of the kind of anger and outrage there is after we've lost 3 of our braves.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, there is a Indian government and Indian public needs to know, and they do know that in Kashmir, it's a freedom fighter movement is going on.
Freedom fighter, sir. Freedom fighter. Terrorism is a freedom fight for you.
Just give me a few minutes. Just give me a few seconds, please. And over 1 million Indian army soldiers are, making a jail for the 8 million Kashmiris. So it is nothing to do with the sports or anything.
Dr. Hamid Khan, I'm sorry to say, but I'm really sorry to say, I was expecting no better than what you've just said. The country that you represent is a terror sponsor. Dr. Hamid Khan, let me tell you, sir, Pakistan is a global sponsor of terrorism. The world knows your reality, which is why you are saying what is happening is not terrorism but freedom fight. Colonel RSN will just enlighten you what terrorism is and how Pakistan is pushing the proxy war. Colonel RSN Singh, we are also taking a calls. Keep your opening remarks short.
Okay.
Look at the demeanor, of this gentleman. And you mean to say, after listening to him, should we still play? Look the way he is mocking at our martyrs. And you mean to say we should play now? No. Please. What you have said. No. Your posturing says it all. The tears haven't dried. And you want to play in Ahmedabad? What is cricket after all? It's an entertainment. There's a lot of money flowing. Why do you want people to line up their pockets at the cost of martyrdom of our soldiers?
one of the sides here in Ahmedabad would be playing for a host country which believes in jihad. And you cannot deny the fact that whenever there is any engagement with Pakistan in any field, that jihadi factor automatically comes in. Otherwise, Pakistan would not have been created. Right?
Right.
So, I mean,
Can
You
I
know,
reply?
Dr. Hamid Khan, sir, I'm telling you this, with all humility, this smirk on your face, I'm not quite liking it. And I'm sure that people who are watching this broadcast around the world are incensed. So please, Dr. Hamid Khan, please, I will not allow you to mock the sacrifice of our martyrs. If you have any other position, you're welcome to leave the show, or I'll be forced to throw you out, Dr. Hamid Khan, please. You can't come here and say that terrorism is a movement for Azadi. I'm not buying that, that theory. Enough of all that, Dr. Hamid Khan. Now sample the reactions. Listen to the viewers. 1 minute. Adrija, our viewer, is calling from Shimla. Sir, please, listen to the viewers. Show some respect. Dr. Amay Khurasi, I'm just coming to you, Amay. Let me take in a few callers. Ma'am, please go ahead. Good evening. You're on Times Now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Adrija speaking from Shimla. Actually, the only view on my point about Pakistan is that we shouldn't be playing against Pakistan. Similarly, they shouldn't be even, India shouldn't be even talking with Pakistan at all. Pakistan doesn't respect doesn't deserve any respect from us. And I think what they did to our countries over the last few decades, we shouldn't be, contacted with Pakistan in any other ways.
Right.
India is a brave country. Bharat is a country with a lot of...
Thank you. I understand the sentiment, Atrija. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Ms. Shobna now joining us from Delhi. Ma'am, good evening.
Good evening. Actually, I want to tell you that, even though I do respect the sentiments of the anti-Pakistani playing nation, but the fact remains that we are having trade with even enemies like China. Good evening. We are having trade relations with China, and then then this entire terrorist encounter happens, and these matches have been already fixed beforehand. How do you go about telling the ICC to stop these matches? I would like to know that.
Right.
And I definitely don't like you entertaining the Pakistani sport.
And that's really the dilemma. I understand, that it's not going to be easy, and I want to bring in Amay Khurasi on this. Now, Amay, as a former cricketer and as a right-thinking individual, I know that, there are issues that in international events, we don't really have a say. But just, imagine the situation. Not one Pakistani cricketer, either former or current, has condemned the terror attack. Is that so difficult for them?
Thank you so much. First of all, I'm very honored to sit in the same panel as where Singh sir is. I hold him in a very high esteem. But with all due regards, I think as far as bilateral series is concerned, yes, we should not be playing with them. I fully concur to that point. But we have to respect certain ICC regulations and certain things as far as World Cup is concerned. Otherwise, we will be not showing a good face to the ICC basically in terms of this particular event. World Cup is an event where there are certain rules and regulations to which we have to adhere to. As far as bilateral series is concerned, yes, we should never go to them and play with them in their country. And just a little data, the maximum personals which are being killed in Pakistan are the military personals against terrorism. They can't protect their own military people in Pakistan. How can they save a cricket touring nation? So as far as World Cup is concerned, I think we have to go with it. That is a sort of we are in a position where we cannot backtrack from here with that particular event.
Okay, let's hear from our viewers. Muralidharan now joining us from Chennai. Sir, good evening. This is your channel, Times Now. Go ahead. Nikhil now joining us from Gurugram. Nikhil, good evening.
Hey, hi, good evening. I Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yes, please. So I believe that as a nation, it is the collective responsibility of every citizen to cohesively come together and nail Pakistan. It's not just the endeavor of the soldier at the border to sacrifice their life. We need to come together, whether it's sports, whether it's finance, whether it's economics, and nail them. And we are one of the largest growing economies in the world, right? And the G20 presidency showed that. So it's high time where we just sort of keep saying that we shouldn't be playing Pakistan. We should take very major decisions well in advance and nail them down and make sure that all sporting authorities, not just BCCI or ICC, even other events that we have in which Pakistan participates, we should voice our opinion very vociferously and tell the world that this is a nation that is, emanating terrorism.
Absolutely. This is a terror-sponsored country. I mean, Dr. Hamid Khan is a Pakistani journalist, but he can't get himself to condemn terrorism. But I'm not shocked at all. I was expecting exactly this line from him. Had he condemned Dr. Khan, I'm giving you a chance again. Now tell me, sir, 63 people were killed when a mosque was attacked in Peshawar. What was it? Fight for Azadi?
No, it was a Indian proxy terror in Pakistan by the law. That was the terror.
Taliban claimed responsibility for it.
Yeah, because the TTP is Indian raw sponsored.
Right.
That is what it is. Yes, it is the Indian raw sponsored terrorism which is Pakistan is suffering for many years. And that is what you are trying to play.
I don't even know what to say. Colonel RSN already smiling, but I'll have to take viewers who are, holding their line. Shankar now joining us from Bengaluru. Sir, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Wow, Pakistan is a terrorist hub. All of us know that. But certain things, international cricket, we would have already fixed up all those itinerary match schedule and all. I feel that should be kept up, but bilateral series, as our, Anurag Thakur had told, that has been held back. We are not fighting. We are not having bilateral matches.
Right. On that, there is no debate that we can't have a match with them when just two boats are involved. Jayashree now joining us from Bengaluru. Ma'am, good evening. Jayashree ji, if you can hear me, you're on Times now, ma'am. Go ahead. Okay. Mr. Rajshekharan now joining us from Bengaluru. Sir, good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. We should not... Yes, sir. We should not play cricket match with Pakistan, sir. It is not important. We win again. As you rightly said...
Right. Thank you. Couldn't, get the point, but I understand the sentiment that you're not quite happy with India playing against Pakistan. Colonel RSN, America be playing with Pakistan. This is in light of the upcoming match in Ahmedabad, the World Cup match between India and Pakistan on October 14th. RSN Singh with us, Amit Kurasia, former Indian cricketer. Both our guests need no introduction. And our viewers still on the line. Guru Raj joining us from Bengaluru. Sir, good evening. This is your channel. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. My salutes to the departed souls and depart with their families. It is pathetic to listen from Dr. Hamid Khan telling that as freedom fighters. In fact, let us understand what do they call for those people in Balochistan. Let them look at themselves. They should sit because nothing is left.
Absolutely, and sir, I just want to tell you, the moment he uttered those words, he compared the terrorists with freedom fighters. We threw him out of the show, which is why you only have two people left, Colonel RSN and Amit Kurasia, because here we are not giving platform to terror apologists. Absolutely zero tolerance on that. I am clear on that. Mr. Venkatesh now joining us from Chennai. Sir, good evening.
Good evening to you. We got independence in 1947. Why we are not able to solve this problem? Why we are sitting and debating whether the cricket match has to be held or no? Why as a politicians, why for the last 75 years after the independence, why we are not able to solve this Kashmir and terrorist issue at Kashmir?
There is nothing to be solved about Kashmir, sir. There's nothing to
Yeah,
be solved about Kashmir, but
the
what do you do
problem
when
is
your neighbor
inside.
uses proxy war and terror as a state policy? What can you
Yes.
do about it? You can't change your neighbor. And our forces,
Yes.
I can assure you, Mr. Venkatesh, our forces are doing everything they can to push Pak terror back and to put them in a place. But I respect your views. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Cherian, now joining us from Bengaluru. John Cherian, sir, good evening.
Good evening, sir. The main purpose of these people wanting to play. Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Go ahead.
The main purpose of these people wanting to play is for the betting between India and Pakistan. So this is done by the bigwigs, the higher-ups. And they force the Indian Cricket Board and the Pakistan Cricket Board to arrange these matches.
Right. So you
And
believe
few
that
thousands of
money
crores
dictates these decisions. Let's put that to Amay Khurasia. Amay, when you hear voices like these, as a former cricketer, how does it feel?
I feel very sad about this because the point is, I don't know. I think everything should be presented with facts. It can be a statement. It can be through the gentleman's sources.
No, he's not blaming the cricketers. I don't think he's blaming the cricketers. He's saying,
No, he's not blaming the cricketers. But what is he saying is there is betting going on. The point is, you have if it is not legal, then it has to be put back. The point is, he has to come out with proper facts.
No, but the larger question, Amay, of this anger and outrage that people have. I mean, just imagine the situation where how are we going to host players of a country that pushes terror every day? I mean, imagine the psyche of the hotel staff where the Pakistani team will be put up.
Okay, fine. So there are two ways to look at it. One is as far as hosting is concerned, that I don't know anything about. But what we can do is we can always say, okay, fine, we don't play a match against you. We give you that extra point. But what about when they meet us in the finals? Then also we have to give them the trophy then. So I fully respect the views. But the point is, will we be able to give them a walkover and not play against them? And the point is, in spite of so much of bashing given to Pakistan by us at every front, they are willing to come and participate in the tournament.
Yeah, because it gets them money, it gets them the fame. Because
it gets them money.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
it suits them.
It gets them money. But the point is, they in spite of all this, they are willing to come. No, we are not wanting to go, and we have told them in no uncertain terms that we're not going there.
Okay.
So my point of view is, can we give them if this has been Olympics, say? So the point is, either you don't participate in that Olympics,
right,
or you have to play against the enemy nation.
Right. Colonel RSN wants to come in, but Colonel Saab, I'm coming to you. Rohit now joining us from Bengaluru. Sir, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I have just 2 points to make. The first is, I think we should cut all diplomatic ties with Pakistan. It's a failed Bhikhari state. I don't think there's any point in doing that. The second point is, if ICC can ban South Africa because of apartheid for a decade or more, and if the International Olympic Committee can ban Russia next year, why can't ICC take a decision on stopping ties with Pakistan?
I have said this in the past, and I think that's a great point that you've made. Indian Cricket Board by the BCCI does have some influence. Amay, we can use that to isolate Pakistan. Even the government wants Pakistan isolated.
Oh yes, if we can do that, that would be great. If we can isolate Pakistan and just get them completely off all the tournaments that they are playing at international level, that would be wonderful. But it is like it requires so many nations to be on your side, and right now I don't think so. We have that majority with us. Otherwise, we should have done that way back.
Colonel RSN?
No, yes, the gentleman has put up some very valid suggestions. They are valid and valuable. Look, you can't compare actually India-Pakistan cricket with other sporting events and, multilateral events I'm talking about, because cricket is happening a bit too often. All the tournaments, for God's sake, they are centered around this India-Pakistan, India-Pakistan atmospherics. So if they're having, in such in such short intervals, some Asia Cup, this Cup, T20, T40, I don't know. I've lost count of them. Now, what happens is that since it is happening, cricketing events are taking place, so, after such short intervals, it is feeding into terrorism. It is feeding into terrorism. There's a lady, I think, from Bangalore. Pakistan does not allow their trade, their territory, for permitting trade to Central Asian states. That is the level of, that is the level of understanding between the two countries. China, yes. China, we do trade because we are part of the global trading system.
That
And
also, we
yes,
are now beginning to do trade with China at our own terms, on our own terms.
No. And for God's sake, we do trading for mutual benefit, for the benefit of the people of the country. But
Right.
certainly, we are not playing cricket for the benefit of the people of the country when people are being martyred on an endemic basis. So you can't have this cycle, that a cricketing and too many cricketing events. Let me
Right.
tell you. I think this game has been hyped beyond, and I see this game disintegrating, in my lifetime itself.
Okay, strong views there by our viewers, by our panelists, Colonel RSN, Amir Kurasia. Thank you for joining us on this topic. The debate continues. This is also a debate on the news hour at 9:30. But thank you for joining us, viewers. Thanks for watching. Taking a short break. Lots more lined up on the other side. Stay with Times Now.